Yeah, good morning, everyone. Once again, we are here in the continuation of our interesting series called Experiences and Preparedness, where we share the experiences and the preparedness of SME entrepreneurs towards this COVID fallout. Today, we have Abhinav Chaudhary with us. Abhinav is the second generation in the business, and they run a company called Supreme Engineering Limited, which is listed on NSE Emerge. Supreme Engineering is basically into special alloys and wire business. They got two plants. So welcome, Abhinav.
Thank you so much.
And along Abhinav, we have Rachna with us from National Stock Exchange. Good morning, Rachna.
Good morning, Deepak.
So,
and good morning to you, Abhinav, too.
Same to you. Good morning.
So Abhinav, just to start with, first I would like to ask you that, this event, what we are going through, that unprecedented circumstances, what is your and your, father feel on the circumstances?
So, of course, my father has about 3 decades of experience behind him, and there's a lot of challenges that he's seen over the last 3 decades in the sense of just market recessions and other political challenges. But I think this is something which is very unique in nature, and the day and age where this problem has sort of arisen is also makes things very different. So it's a challenge which has not been sort of faced before, and we need to sort of look at it as an independent challenge and accordingly realign our strategies and the way we work.
Abhinav, more specifically, means this this environment is really unpredictable. How it is panning out, how it is going to happen post even the cure. But immediate, what are the challenges you are facing for your business?
Yes, of course. I mean, the biggest initial problem is that for a manufacturing plant, there is practically no possibility to have a work from home kind of a system, because we can have some of our job functions like maybe marketing, accounting, and purchase that works from home, but bulk of what we do is manufacturing, and keeping the plant shut or working with lesser workforce is of course the biggest challenge. In times to come, we see some challenges in the sense of maybe initially some cash flows. We don't think that would be much of a issue in the long term, but at least for the short term there would be some issue when it comes to cash flows, because with everyone not generating any revenues for about a month and a half to 2 months, of course people are going to have stretched cash flows.
So let me ask you this way: how about your order book? Means I'm sure that you will be in touch with your customers, trying to understand how they are doing, what they are doing. So how's your order book? Is it still look healthy, or looks like once it will be over, you will have more of orders in your hand?
To break it up, we have 2 units, like you mentioned. One is the wire unit and one is the special superalloy business unit. The superalloy business makes about 80% of our revenue. The wire business makes about 20% of the revenue. With the wire business, we are a little not too sure of how the orders will really pan out, because it's dependent on automotive, textile machinery, and some other engineering applications. So we are already sort of gearing up to pivot and look at new business opportunities that we can probably develop in that area. In terms of the superalloy business, bulk of where our material is used are industries like space, defense, aerospace, power, nuclear power, and oil and gas. So that's one area where we are not really worried about orders currently. We have a healthy order book right now, and most of the orders that we get are sort of long-term contracts, where basically we get a long period to sort of supply the product, and they are a lot of them are also government based. So we are not really very worried about the orders as a company in whole.
And besides now demand side, how about your supply side? Means your raw materials, your suppliers. That supply chain is still you think is will be working normally.
Yes, the supply chain for us should be working normally. Of course, as as it would be for any other industry, there would of course be some challenges. It won't be as smooth as it was before, but we don't see it sort of extending for a very long time. I mean, we depend on imports partially, and the other material that we buy is basically raw materials like nickel, moly, cobalt, and things like that. So I don't think uh, supply should really be an issue.
And
Abhinav,
yeah, let's not go ahead.
sorry. Abhinav, you said cash flows would be under little pressure and you would have difficulties in maintaining the cash flows immediately post the lockdown. So what's your strategy for a long-term and a short-term sustainability perspective?
So in terms of a short-term sustainability, I mean, like RBI had come out with the whole sort of boost package for industries, and luckily we are seeing that the banks are sort of executing that pretty well. So there is some relief that we have in the sense of the short-term, in the sense of the EMI delays and the interest getting sort of delayed. Additionally, there's been a recent development where even certain LC debits are allowed to be getting delayed. So this should take care of the short-term problem. Along with this, our bankers have been supportive enough to also offer an add-on or a demand loan if required to sort of stride over this period. So maybe post reopening, if we continue to see that cash flows are in stretched, we would probably avail that demand loan from our bank, which would be about 10% of the working capital limits.
Sure.
With this coming in and the sort of factories opening up again, hopefully we'll stride through this problem.
Yeah, Deepak.
Yep. Abhinav, as we talked about demand and supply, the another challenge, especially for the manufacturing side, what we are hearing is the manpower. Okay, and we believe that even if the COVID things, lockout breaks, and government allows entrepreneurs to work on their premises, plants, but they are asking that the facility to be given to the workers within the plant. So, do you feel these kind of problems?
Yes, of course. I mean, I think the problems are twofold. One is due to the general sentiment. Most entrepreneurs are not very sure of what would happen to the migrant workers, specifically post the opening of the lockdown, because we are seeing, I mean, generally in the news that a lot of migrant workers are wanting to sort of go back home. So that would be one challenge. Of course, for us, I think 80 to 85% of the people are local. So we shouldn't face, we might not face that problem, but that's of course an area of concern for most entrepreneurs. The second, in terms of government allowing sort of work for certain factories, but enforcing that the people need to be staying at the workforce, at the workplace. That is something where sort of every company needs to weigh the pros and cons and then decide if they can quickly develop some temporary housing and work the plant in that fashion. For us, in our Superalloy plant, we already have some worker quarters behind. I mean, sort of behind the shed, and we can have we can quickly sort of increase the capacity and have more people staying there and working.
Abhinav, this is on the plant working and all that. Beside this, what is your preparedness and measures as far as P&L is concerned? Are you taking some kind of a measure or improvising the working going forward?
Well, generally, I think we'll have to continue to work in a very lean fashion. We'll have to be very conscious about the costs, not have any unproductive expenses, and sort of try to find more and more areas where we can sort of pivot and sort of get more business. And in addition to that, I think there is also a partial opportunity in sort of this crisis where, I mean, the opportunity I would put in as twofold. One is the general sense that the world may move away from China and sort of there would be more manufacturing coming into India. So that, of course, should be a boost for and open a lot of opportunities for most entrepreneurs. And the second would be that generally the whole world, I think, is sort of moving towards localization. So I think that would give a further thrust to the Make in India program that we already have. And for a company like us, where we are sort of supplying manufacturing for India, 100% of what we manufacture is for domestic use and for strategic sectors. I think that would be a good opportunity for us as well.
Abhinav, just for my interest, what is the utilization, capacity utilization prior to the COVID for both the plants?
So the wire plant works on 100%, almost 100% capacity utilization. And the Superalloy plant is more the project-based kind of a sort of a setup, because our average product realization is very high, and we aim to keep it sort of keep making it higher and higher. The utilization there is only about 60% at the Superalloy plant.
Good to hear it from you, Abhinav. And finally, in the end, I will, as a normal, suggestion to your peer entrepreneurs. So what do you suggest them to face the situation? Any ideas or any advices?
Yeah, I think one is everyone needs to be sort of agile and be able to adapt to the circumstances, because every day is, it's a very dynamic environment. Every day the whole market is changing, and sort of we are not sure of how things will be tomorrow. So we need to be agile and be open to change. And second, I think from business standpoint, this is the time to cut all non-productive expenses. Sanctions probably need to be put on hold, and you just need to sort of wait and watch how the whole scenario sort of pans out to realign our business strategy.
Good. I wish you all the best, Abhinav. And Rachna, do you have any other question from him?
No, thanks. Thanks. That's it from me. And all the best, Abhinav.
Thank you so much. Thanks a lot.
All the best, Abhinav, and best of luck to you. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you.